7.
66 in Stone Mountain, 68 in Mapleton, 68 in Atlanta now from News Radio 1067. Well, just how far would you go to keep your child from being bullied? We told you last week about the Cobb County mom who allowed her 10-year-old to assault another student who she said was bullying her son.
Yeah, Gabrielle Choctaw says she tried to tell the staff at Sanders Elementary School about the bullying, but she was unsatisfied by how it was handled. So she says she went to the bus stop to make sure her son wasn't jumped, and once the fight started, she admits she didn't stop it right away, and she's now facing misdemeanor charges for disrupting a school bus.
So how far is too far? Let's put that question to Linda Marion. She's with the Family Counseling Associates in Roswell. Linda, how far is too far?
Well, I think it's important to remember that mama bear instincts can cause people to do things that they wouldn't normally do, but that does not give the person the right to break the law. I think what's really important is she was there to protect her son, and the wise thing to do would have been to take her son and go home and not allow him to get involved in something that could create more of a problem.
Well, Linda, let me ask you this, because I think a lot of parents say, you know, what if we just keep backing away and backing away? That's not sending the right message, that sometimes you need to stand up for yourself. So how do you handle that so that the child doesn't feel like you're just running away, but you don't get yourself involved in all this fighting?
Well, it's being able to talk with your child and find out what's going on at school, paying attention to what a lot of times when children are distressed by situations like this, they'll shut down, they'll stop talking, or they'll act out in ways they haven't acted out before. So the first step is to pay attention to what is your child saying. It does sound like she tried to do the right thing and address the school authorities. And I'm not an attorney, and I'm not in the school system, so I don't know exactly what they did to try to address it. It is important not to just back away, but it is important to not break the law in the meantime.
Yeah, what if the school says, look, we're far too busy with this. We've got so many bullies here that we can't handle all this, and you'll just have to make the best of it.
Well, Georgia passed a law on bullying about 4 years ago, and it was implemented January 1st in 2011, and there are lots of steps in place through the Georgia law to make sure that the schools do follow through with checking up on bullying situations. I think as with any new legislation, it takes time for these laws to be implemented appropriately. And one of the suggestions that I investigated was just having a point person at every school that could be the receiver of the complaint and also be the person who follows up to make sure that the situation is investigated and resolved. I don't know that school systems have that specific person in place at this point.
Linda? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say we have a zero tolerance policy on drugs and alcohol in school systems, and I know every teacher and educator would hope that they could implement zero tolerance in this particular situation. So part of it is just being able to continue to implement and work on ways to make sure every student is protected. Because I know this mother was terrified, I'm sure, that her child was going to get beaten to a pulp, as has happened in several situations.
Sure. Hey, let me ask you real quick. Do you think in your practice, do you see a lot more bullying going on? Are you talking to a lot more kids, or is it just because the media is highlighting these stories right now?
No, I've seen, in 25 years, I've seen a dramatic increase in the number of students that are being bullied at school and through cyberbullying. I've even dealt with a situation where one of the people that I was involved with, not in my counseling practice, but in my volunteer work, had a very close friend who ended up committing suicide because of the cyberbullying. So bullying is important. This mom was doing, I believe she did what she thought was best.
Right.
So I'm not judging her. We all want to protect our children, and we're just in the process in this, in the present time and trying to figure out how can we best do that.
Thank you so much, Linda Marion, for joining us. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Take care. It's 8:12 now, News Radio 106.
Hi, welcome to AT&T.
Hi, can you tell us more about rollover data?
Yeah, what do we have to do?
Not a thing. If you're a Mobile Share Value customer, your unused plan data automatically rolls over for 1 month. It's our way of saying thanks.
That's so wonderful.
Let's hug.
Oh, wow.